Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. I originally was planning on a traditional yoga flow for today, but it felt so good to slow things down to hold some of the postures just a little longer. Starting in child's pose, we'll gradually transition to standing postures, challenging your balance and strength as we move through this slow flow yoga. Be sure to take time being intentional, noticing how the body feels from beginning to end. So grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to begin in child's pose, knees apart, feet together. Let's walk our hands out in front and slowly melt your elbows and your head towards the mat. And just feel the stretch in the back, using your palms to push your hips towards your heels. And then tune into your breath. In and out through the nose. Notice if there's any tension in the body and just let it go. Exhale it out. Never forcing anything. Think about your practice today, just giving your body grace to flow through the different asanas. Take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's do that one more time. Cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Go ahead and spread out those fingers. Start to lift your head so you can look forward at the fingers. And then lift the arms off the mat so just the fingertips are on the mat like tents. And then you're going to walk both hands towards the right side of your mat. Melt your palms down, shift your hips towards the left. A little bit of a twist here. Option to reach your left hand on top of your right for a little extra stretch up the left side of the body. And just breathe. 3 breaths here. Melt a little deeper into it. One more breath. Then you'll remove your left hand, come back to your fingertips like tents. Walk both hands towards your left. Melt the arms, the hands, the head towards the mat. Shift your body slightly to the right away from your arms, and then maybe reach your right hand on top of your left. And breathe. One more breath. And then you'll remove your right hand, come back towards the center, melt back deeper into that child's pose. Slowly then, we're going to come back up, walk the hands closer to the body. We're going to lift the right palm off the floor, turn it upside down so the palm is up. Sliding it underneath your left arm, melting into your right shoulder. Threading the needle, option to send your left arm to the front of the mat. Feel that nice twist, pressing your left palm into the mat, wiggling your right fingers. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And then you'll bring your left hand close to your head, slowly bring it up, replace that right palm down, lift your left palm upward facing the sky, sliding it under to the right, lowering to your left shoulder, reaching your right hand to the front of the mat, melting that palm, wiggle your left fingers, so you're not only stretching the shoulder but also the right armpit, finding your breath. Bringing that right hand close to the body, come all the way up. Hands are still somewhat out front of the shoulders, so you can shift up and out of your child's pose, finding your tabletop. Maybe tuck the toes under, stretching through the bottoms of the feet. Hands are directly under the shoulders. Cat-cow. So untuck the feet, place the tops of the feet on the floor, round through the back, tuck the chin. Nice. Exhale. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, arching the back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open and arch. Exhale, round, loosening up the vertebrae of the back, getting hydration into the discs. Lift and open. One more round. Exhale. And inhale, lift and extend. And then we're going to find our neutral spine, looking down at your thumbs on the floor. Take your right hand, extend it to the front of your mat. Thumb is up. Left leg to the back of the mat, extending up. Extended tabletop. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the knee and the hand to the floor and extend the opposite side. Left hand, right leg. Flexing that right foot, reaching the left thumb to the sky. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, bring the hand and knee to the floor. So we're going to do a little flow here. You're going to extend your right hand, left leg at the same time. Try not to shift your body weight. Breathing in. And then exhale, bring the hand and knee to the floor. Again, not moving or shifting. And then repeat opposite side. Left hand, right leg. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, extend. Right arm, left leg, opposite. Exhale, back to the floor. Try to maintain a steady spine the whole way. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, down. Opposite, left arm, right leg. Exhale, down. One more each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale to the floor, and then left arm, right leg. And exhale back to the floor. Tucking those toes under, walk the hands in front of those shoulders. Spreading out those fingers. We're going to start to shift to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. So start to lift those hips slowly. Bend and straighten the knees. Pedal your feet. Walk your dog. Move those hips. And breathe. And then find your downward facing dog. Slightly bend those knees. You never want to feel your low back. Pushing into the palms and the fingertips. Pull those shoulder blades apart and away from the ears. Rise up into the toes. Back into the heels. Send that tailbone up and back. Looking at your knees or your toes. Take a deep breath in. Let it go through the mouth. And then just your regular breathing now. Slowly take your time. You're going to walk your feet forward, coming to a forward fold, and you can hold on to your elbows. You can sway side to side, or you can have your hands on the floor and just sway. And then we're going to bring the hands to the shins, Urdhva Uttasana, half lift. Straighten the arms, flat back, shoulders away from the ears as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then find your mountain. Open up that heart. Check in with your posture. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Your breathing. Inhale and exhale. Another inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, shoulders down into place. Soften the knees, side bend to your right. Leaning it over, check in with the arches of your feet. They're pressing into the floor. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, rise up. And exhale to the left. Pressing your feet into the floor again, keeping that heart open. You're breathing. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, forward fold, swan dive, all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Bend those knees, step back with the right, then the left. Nice and tall, Chaturanga, elbows in. You're welcome to be on the knees. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe lift the hands off the floor, warming up that low back. Exhale, palms down to the ground. Tuck the toes, tuck the chin, pressing up to your downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk those feet forward. Find your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. One more vinyasa flow. Bending the knees. Taking the left foot back, then the right. So just the opposite leg of what we just did. Rock it forward into those toes for your chaturanga. Elbows in. This time, upward facing dog or cobra. You have a choice. And then downward facing dog. So building heat in the body, feeling those movements. Find your down dog. Feel free to pedal your feet, move your hips, looking at your knees or your toes, pressing those fingertips and palms into the mat. Take another deep breath in and let it go through the mouth. And then when you're ready, step, hop, or walk, both feet forward, forward fold. Uttasana. And then Irda Uttasana, hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then find your mountain. So reestablish, find the front of your mat, take a walk forward if you're not there, and open up that heart. Find your posture again. Pull the ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. You're breathing. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the energy running through your body. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. We're going to take the right foot back. We're going to warrior one. Virabhadrasana one, pressing the outside edge of that right foot into the mat. Draw the arms up, relax the shoulders. So you have lots of variations you can choose from for the arms. If you have any shoulder issues, feel free to have the elbows bent and wide or even at heart space. Any of those options are fine. Feel your thumbs pressing towards the back. Find your breath looking diagonally up. We're going to bring the palms to heart space. Together, open to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking a bigger step, extend the arms front and back. Bend into that front left knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. Open up that heart. Look over those left fingertips. We're going to take that right hand to the back thigh, left arm up. Lengthening. Bringing those palms together at heart space. Twist your upper body towards the thigh. Peel your back heel off. You're going to kick it up. We're going straight into our first balance posture for warrior three. I'm going to back up a little. Option to extend the arms out in front. Extend that right leg back. Embrace the wobbliness. Bringing the palms to heart space. Bring that right foot to the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms to heart space. Find your mountain, grounding into the earth. We're going to take the left foot back, warrior one. Big step back, drawing those arms up. Notice the difference from each side. One side might be more challenging than the other, bending into that front knee. Find your breath. We're going to open deeper to warrior two, Virdrasana 2. So feet are like an L, open your hips and your shoulders to the side of the mat, reaching the arms to the front and back. Make sure you can see your big toe on that right arm or right foot. Look over your right arm and breathe. Bending into that front knee, turn your right palm up, left hand to the thigh, reaching it up. Reversing that warrior. And then bring those palms to heart space. Pivot your upper body forward, leaning into it so you can get your balance. Pull your back heel off the floor, kicking off, finding your warrior three. Level out those hips, point that back toe, looking at the floor. Embrace that wobbliness. And then we bring the palms to heart space, bend the back knee, bring the feet together, and rise up. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, the arms down by the side, open to mountain. And breathe. Feel the energy again running through your body, maybe increasing heart rate, building more heat. Check your toes, make sure they're facing the front. We're going to take the right foot back, open up to warrior two, extending it. We're going to straighten out that front left leg, turn your left thumb up, right hand comes to the hip. Pretend like you're pulling your hip towards the back of the mat, so you give a little attitude as you're reaching that left arm forward. Open that heart to the side of the mat, finding your triangle, Trikonasana. Bringing the hand inside the knee or the thigh, or you can go into the calf. You can even use a block here, and then if you'd like, you can reach your right arm to the sky, or you can keep it on your hip. And now find your breath. Inhale and exhale, one more breath. And then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to reach it towards the floor. You're reaching around, revolving triangle. Reach it the other way, right hand to the floor or block or the thigh. You can bring the feet closer if you need to. You can hold on to the ankle, and you can have your left hand up, or you can have it on your hip. And then we're going to bring both hands to the floor. Place the hands down, step back to plank. Nice and strong, nice and tall. We're rocking forward on those toes. Chaturanga, feel free to be on your knees. Level it out as close to the floor as you can without touching, and then upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. You're welcome to take a child's pose if you need. If your body wants that, melt into that down dog. Deep breath in and let it go. Step, hop, or walk, both feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up, slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. Let's go to warrior two, left foot back. Opening it up. Bending into that front knee. It's a great hip opener. We're going to straighten out that front leg. Take your left hand to your hip. And let's turn your right thumb up and just start to reach it forward. Reach, reach, reach. Keep that heart open. You can reach for the inside of the thigh. Just really pushing it open. Start to melt forward into your triangle. Option to reach your left arm up. Using a block if you'd like. Or your hand can be on the ankle or the shin. Find your breath. Now that top arm is coming to the floor, revolve triangle. Reaching it down, rotating. Your right hand can go on the hip or to the sky. One side might be easier than the other. Now that arm that's in the sky, we're going to bring it back to the floor. Let's find our plank pose. Stepping back and really align everything. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Press into the fingertips and the palms. You're nice and strong. Feel free to be on your knees. And then Chaturanga, elbows into the ribs, slowly lower, hold it right above the floor. And then inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And make those adjustments, pedal out your feet if you would like. Shift your hips. Soften the knees. You never want to feel this in the back. Push into the fingertips and the palms. Take a deep breath in. And then let it out. Good. Step, hop, or walk. Again, both feet forward, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then extend the arms out to the side. All the way out. Make sure your toes are pointing to the front. And then take your right elbow over the left, finding your eagle arms. If you have any shoulder injuries, or this is pretty much impossible without keeping if you have to uncross the elbows, then you can always have this variation of hands on the shoulders, stacking the elbows and moving them upside down, or up and down, not upside down. Moving those elbows up and down. And then slowly unwind the arms. And then bring the opposite arm, left arm top, eagle arms other side. Or you can have your hands on your shoulders and have the elbows stacked. That's a variation option. Each shoulder might be feeling a little different. And then slowly unwind those arms, extend them out. Let the arms drift down next to the body and open up that heart. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Let's bring our big toes together, all the way, just the big toes. And then inhale, Utkatasana, sitting back into your chair. Draw your knees together. So you're in chair pose, shoulders down. All your weight in your right leg. Lift your left foot, option to cross it over and even wrap the foot, or you can even leave the toe on the floor on the other side. And then option, right elbow under left for eagle arms, for full eagle pose. Find your breath. Unwinding those arms. Releasing the legs, place the toes together, palms at heart space, and stand tall. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the arms next to the body. Good. Sitting back into your chair again, Utkatasana. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you lean onto that left foot. Bring your right leg over the top. Maybe it can go to the floor or wrap around. Bringing the arms out to the side, and this time, let's see here, opposite arm underneath, right under left. This is my wobbly side. So we're going to slowly unwind those arms, unwind the legs, place the feet flat. Inhale, draw your arms up. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then open wide. Find your mountain. Find your breath. Check in with your heart. Might be beating, it might be warm, that's good. And just notice if you have anything going on in the body. Closing your eyes. Melting it away. And ever since I had that bulging disc, my left side just does not have the balance or mobility that it used to. But it's slowly coming back. So, we got to be gentle with our bodies. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Bending the knees, step, hop, or walk back. Find your plank. Nice and strong. And then we're going to rock forward onto the toes. Chaturanga. Elbows in. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just melt into it. Separate your your shoulder blades, pull the shoulders away from the ears, draw that tailbone up, looking at your knees or your toes. Find your breath, inhale, and exhale. You are welcome to be in a child's pose. We have 2 more breaths here. One more breath. And then if you're in child's pose, come up and meet us in down dog. And we're going to take our right leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and slide that leg over towards the left, keeping the shoulders level, opening up that hip. Now you're going to take that right knee to the right hand for pigeon, sliding that leg forward, sliding your left leg back. Now option to sit on a block, bringing your right foot forward. If you have any knee issues, feel free to lay on your back for reclining pigeon. And just take your time shifting your body side to side. You can have your hands on the mat, or you can place a hand on the ankle and the knee and just literally shift your upper body side to side. Just get that body adapting to the posture. Your left top of your foot and your left knee is on the floor, extended behind you. And then melt into that right hip and start to walk your hands forward, your head towards the mat. You can reach your arms forward if you'd like. And then just breathe. Try to melt into that posture, never force it. You want it to feel good. Feel the body relaxing a little deeper into the posture. It might feel a little easier. And then we start to walk the hands in back towards the shins. Open up that heart. Find that breath. Pushing into the top of your left foot. So you really feel that stretch through that left hip flexor. And then we tuck the left toe under. And we're going to slowly transition back to downward facing dog. When you get up there, maybe pick up your right legs, bend the knees, circle it around both directions, maybe straighten it before you place that right foot back on the floor. Finding your down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then your left foot is coming up. You're going to bend the knees, start to stack those hips, keeping the shoulders level. You want it to feel so good. Now you're going to take your left knee, bring it forward towards your left hand. Top of your right foot slides back. And again, on this side, you hold on to either the thigh or the ankle, or your hands can be on the mat if it's hard to get that foot forward. And again, sitting on a block is recommended if your hips are a long way from the floor. All right, and we just shift side to side. Checking in with that hip, that hamstring, that glute. And then once you feel like your body's like, okay, ready to go, let your hip melt into the floor or the block. Walk your hands forward, belly towards your shin. And you can reach your arms forward if you'd like. And just breathe here. And notice the difference on this side. Might be a little different than the other. Pushing into the top of your right foot. The right knee is very gentle on the floor. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Then you're going to slowly walk your hands in towards your shin, lengthen through the spine. So let's open up that right hip flexor. So fingers on the floor, lift and lengthen, pushing the top of your right foot into the floor as well. You never want to feel this in your low back, but we're trying to stretch out and lengthen through that right side of the body. And then we're going to plant the hands, tuck your right toe, start to work your way back to that downward facing dog so we can lift up that left leg, circle it around both directions, and then extend it straight up behind you, and then bring that foot to the floor. Find your down dog. And then from here, you're going to rock onto the toes, bring your knees wide and your feet together, sliding into child's pose. Melt your belly between your thighs and your head towards the earth. And breathe. Really, maybe walk those hands a little bit closer, pressing those shoulders into the armpits and shoulders downward. Option to bring your hands together and reach your thumbs towards your spine, stretching through the arms, the triceps. One more breath here. And then we'll bring our hands out in front. And then slowly start to transition out of your child's pose. You can cross the legs or bring them to the side. And then we're going to bring the legs out in front. Nice and tall, seated posture. Take a nice deep breath, reach the arms up. And then exhale, forward fold, reaching maybe the first two fingers to the two big toes. If you can't reach your toes, that's okay. You can hold on to the knees or behind the thighs or the calves. You want to still maintain that tall spine as you hinge forward, protecting that low back. If you have any low back issues going on, make sure you're not rounding because that does put a lot of pressure on those discs. So I just keep lengthening through my spine, protecting that low back. And as you breathe into the posture and you exhale, you might feel your shoulders relaxing a little more. You might find your belly drifting a little closer towards your thighs. Maybe you hold on to the outside edges of your feet or your ankles, wherever it feels comfortable. One more breath. And then inhale, both arms reaching them all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Find your posture nice and tall. Press the palms into the floor next to the body. Maybe flex your feet, pulling your heels off the floor. And then relax them, give them a shake. So you have two options. One, you can bring your right foot in, cross it over the left thigh, and just hold on to that right knee with the left arm. Or you can lean slightly to the left, bend your right knee and bring your left foot, bend your left knee, bring your left heel to your right butt cheek. So you're hugging in your right knee, twist to the right, stretching through that glute, look over that right shoulder, find your breath. Think about your posture, you're lengthening through the base of the spine. We're not slouching. Now from here, let's counter stretch. So twist, bring your right elbow on the inside of the right knee. Palm is open. Lift and lengthen through the spine first, then twist. Looking over your left shoulder. And then coming back to center. Take your time unwinding those legs, straightening them out. Give them a shake. Checking again into the posture, lift up tall. Flex the feet, pull the heels off the floor if possible. Relax, give them a shake. Now we're going to do the opposite way. We're going to bring your left foot across the right thigh. Wrap your right arm around that left thigh for support. Lift and twist. Or you can bend the right knee, bring your heel towards your glute. Just make sure you're not sitting on it. And lift and twist. Just feel that belly squishing into the thigh. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to counter stretch. So you're going to bring your left elbow inside that left knee, palm is open. Reach your right arm back, lift and twist. Looking over your right shoulder, again, nice and tall through that spine. No slouching. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, bring your upper body back to the center. Extend those legs out front. Flexing, inhale, reach both arms directly up to the sky. Keeping that flat back, forward fold. You might find it a little easier. You can shake out the legs. Maybe you can draw the body a little closer towards the earth. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Pull your left knee in and just let it fall open. Bring the bottom of your foot towards the inner thigh. If you have your leg up high because the hip is tight, feel free to put a block underneath that left leg. Inhale, both arms to the sky, and then exhale, forward fold towards that right foot. And again, we're still lengthening through the spine, looking maybe at the knee to keep the neck in alignment with the spine. And just breathe here, notice the difference, holding on to wherever you can, maybe the foot, maybe the ankle or the knee. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, relax deeper into your posture. One more breath here. And then go ahead and place your hands on the floor, and then walk yourself up, nice and tall. Nice and tall. Pull that left knee in, go ahead and straighten it out. And then we'll pull that right leg in, let it fall open, the bottom of your foot on the inside of the thigh. And again, putting a block under that right leg if it's tight and it's up high. Reach both arms up. Tall spine, forward fold towards that left leg. And each side might be a little different. Find your breath, looking at the knee or the ankle. And just let your body melt towards the earth, gravity assisting, but never forcing the stretch. Notice as you breathe and relax how the tension might start to drain out of that area of the leg that's resisting. You don't want to force it. Just give it a moment. You might be able to melt deeper now. And then you'll bring your palms to the earth. Go ahead and walk your hands in as you sit up nice and tall. Bring that right leg forward, both legs forward, nice and tall. Forward fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Again, reaching for the feet, the toes, tall spine. Notice the difference. If there's tension, you can shake out those legs. One more breath. And then inhale, reach those arms all the way up. And then exhale them out to the side, bringing them behind the back. Opening up that heart. Bending the knees, slide your hips forward slightly. Make sure you have room behind you so when we do lay back, you're there. So start to go then to bring your hands to the thighs, transitioning to your boat pose. Leaning back, feeling that core engage. You can hold on to the thighs or you can let go. You can also float your boat or let go. Relax the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. Feet are apart and flexed, not touching. Knees are not touching. You're breathing. Embrace the shakiness. Now, options. Maybe you want to sail your boat, point your toes. You can draw the legs together, straightening them out. And again, embrace the shakiness. One more breath. And then we start to lower the heels, hold on to the thighs, roll yourself all the way down onto your back, and then walk your feet in closer to your body, reaching your hands towards your heels or your ankles. Take a deep breath in and then let it out. Push your low back into the mat and then start to push your hips towards the sky, drawing your knees into alignment, feet flat. And then slowly lower your hips all the way back down. And then let's take that right leg and you're going to cross the right knee over the left thigh. So nice and tight. Nice and tight. Bring your arms to cactus arms so the backs of your hands are on the floor, opening up that chest. And then go ahead and drop both knees to your left. And maybe look to the right. So you get a little extra stretch in that glute. Make adjustments if you need to. You can always walk your left foot a little bit more to the side of the mat for a deeper stretch. If your head is turned, bring your head to neutral. Slowly bring the knees back up. Uncross the right leg, place the foot flat on the floor, and take your left knee and cross it nice and tight over your right thigh. You're going to start to draw both knees to your right. You can make any adjustments like walking the foot or shifting your hips, and look to the left. And just breathe. Both shoulders stay on the floor. And we're going to bring the head to neutral. Bring those knees back to center. Uncross, placing both feet flat on the floor. Keeping your arms at cactus arms. Pressing your feet into the mat, lift to a bridge. Lengthening through the spine. And then slowly lower those hips all the way back down. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze and a rock side to side. And then finding your center. You're going to hold on to your right knee and extend your left leg all the way to the front of the mat, flexing both feet. Just feel that nice stretch all the way through that left hip. And then you're going to use your left hand, place it on the right knee. Pull that right knee over to the left. Bring your right arm to a cactus arm. And then look towards your right arm as you pull that right knee to the left for a nice twist. Find your breath. Notice the shoulders, pull them away from the ears. You're going to bring your head to neutral, bring the knee back to center. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Maybe you hold on to the wrists, forearms, or elbows in a rock. Back to center. Holding on to the left knee. Go ahead and straighten out the right leg. Flexing at the ankles. Feeling that stretch through that right leg and hip. Now we're going to hold on to that left knee with the right hand and start to pull that knee to the right. Extend your left arm to cactus arm. Opening it up. Feel that nice twist. And breathe. Slowly coming back to center. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Reach for your ankle or your wrist, forearms, or elbows. Releasing the feet to the floor. Hands reaching towards your heels. Pressing into the feet, lifting to a bridge one last time. And then lowering your hips all the way down. And then we're going to pull the knees in and wide towards our armpits, pressing the heels to the sky, holding onto the big toes, the outside edges of the feet, the thighs, or you can wrap your arms around for Ananda Balasana, happy baby. And then rock yourself side to side. And then coming back towards the center, pressing your tailbone towards the floor. Slowly releasing the legs, giving them one last squeeze together into the chest. And then gently bring your feet to the floor. Let your legs straighten out. If it's comfortable for your back, you're welcome to keep the knees bent. Walk the shoulders away from the ears, turning the palms up. And just close your eyes, finding your Shavasana. Tune into your breath again. Notice the energy running through the body. Notice the difference from when you started to how you feel now. Hydrating that tissue with all the bending and stretching that we did. Let go of any mind chatter that's sneaking back in. Just tune into that breathing. Let's take a nice deep cleansing breath together. Inhale. And exhale through the mouth. And then back to your regular breath. And then start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. You are welcome to roll onto either side. That feels good. Give your knees one last squeeze. And we're going to gently press ourselves up. So sit up nice and tall. Hands resting on the thighs. Check in with your posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, palms together, exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.